are back once again. The world famous Wrestling Fellas podcast returns for another episode. We might as well do, because we will be world famous one day, mate.
One day,
one way or another.
One way, I won't have to work in my life again and just do this for a job. One day.
Whether it's like Crime Watch because we've gone on a rampage because CM Punk's returned and won every title.
And he's the GOAT, apparently. Anyway, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm tired today, but yeah, I'm all right. How are you?
Same shit, different day, innit, really? No, I'm fine. I'm just going to stop being negative. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I've got holiday. I've got holiday next week. How many shifts have I got now? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Thursday, Friday. 6 shifts, and then I've got a day. I've got Saturday off, and then on Sunday morning I go to sunny Benidorm.
Benners, lad.
Go Benners, mate. Gonna go Mateo's bar, where obviously the guy that played Mateo opened the bar. Gonna go Neptune's. Gonna go to the hotel where I love Benidorm, the program. And then I'm just gonna get pissed and have fun. So, and we get paid the Monday. We get paid on the Sunday. I go on the Sunday. We get paid on Monday. Happy fucking days.
Sticky Vicky,
Star Wars sex show, mate. All that. I'm going for it.
That's been
edited out. I already know. She hasn't got a choice but to come with me. So,
does she watch the YouTube?
No, she doesn't.
Ah, it's cool then. She's not going to find out until you're there. Sweet.
No. However, I had to tell her the other day because this ain't wrestling. But I didn't know United played on Tuesday. I forgot about the Carabao Cup, but it starts. And I was like, oh, thank God I don't have to watch football while I'm there and get upset when we lose. And then we play Tuesday. So I'm like, well, I'm going to have to watch it.
You don't have to watch it, mate.
I have to watch it. No, I've got to watch it. I always watch the game no matter where I am.
So. Who are you playing Carabao Cup?
Who what?
Who are you playing?
Crystal Palace, Premier League, mate. Exactly.
Yeah, mate. Don't watch that.
At Old Trafford, though. So that's the only good thing going for us because we're good at Old Trafford. Oh my God, there's a screw coming out me. There's a screw coming out my chair. Sorry, while we're talking, I'm just going to screw it back.
But yeah, don't ruin your holiday, mate, by watching that rubbish.
No, I know, but I'm going to have to because it's my team for one. And it's Old Trafford. We play well at Old Trafford. So, well, we get a result at Old Trafford. Let's just say that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, wrestling-wise, all right, isn't it? It's been a bit of a quiet week. Apart from Matt Riddle.
Yeah. Again. And the return of somebody last night, and obviously...
Whoa, we're getting into that soon.
Yeah, but that's why I say return of somebody. Didn't say who.
And on Saturday as well. My girl's back.
Oh, yes. I knew I had something to text you about on the weekend. I
watched it, mate. Don't you worry.
But yeah, and obviously the end of an era last night, which we'll have a bit of a chat about.
Yeah.
A real era, not these reset eras that we have in wrestling.
Yeah, an actual one.
An actual era, which it's sad, really, isn't it? For the majority of wrestling fans, it's all they've ever known.
The same, but it's sad, especially after the last couple of years. He needs to fuck off anyway. But we'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah.
So, first things first. If you like what you're seeing, and you think, I want to watch more of these sexy guys, then you can catch us on TikTok at Wrestling Fellas Pod, Instagram Wrestling_Fellas Pod, Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it nowadays.
X gonna give it to you.
Yeah, it's gonna give it to you. Facebook, Wrestling Fellas, and then you're obviously watching us on YouTube, so Wrestling Fellas 5350. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when we've dropped a new video. There's a video that went out this morning, episode 2 of GM Mode. I've just recorded today 5 more episodes. So
you're an eager beaver.
I've just because I'm going Benidorm, aren't I? So I need to line them up.
Yeah.
So I'm getting ahead of the game and getting annoyed with the game. So I had to stop after the 5th episode today. So I got fucking pissed off with it. So I just kind of left it. I'm not going to say why because it'll ruin the series for everyone. But
so yeah. with GM Mode, mate, because I haven't been on 2K for a little while, have they updated it where you can play online with friends, or is it still share play?
No, still SharePlay.
Okay.
They won't update it where you can play it online. They might bring it in next one, but probably not.
SharePlay may work in our favour then if we did a Matt versus John GM mode, because the SharePlay only lasts an hour.
Yeah, you just reset it though, can't you? Plus one.
But I'm thinking, sorry guys, talking business here. Thinking video wise, we know we're in an hour cut-off point is.
But if you could record your reactions on your camera, on your laptop, we could do it.
We'll see. I'm working on it. Something I'm working on.
Cool. Anyway, business as usual. Anyway, business as usual. Most important part of the segment of the actual pod.
Oh, I've just seen what you've got on.
What you saw it like when we first started?
No. What I said to you when we were chatting, I'm a bit discombobulated, so I'm trying to get things sorted.
I've actually got the proper Bray Wyatt t-shirt from WWE Euroshop.
I can't say anything bad about it, so stop, don't. I've got the LWO Puerto Rico shirt on.
Latino World Order.
Yeah, I had to get it. I felt like I always wanted one. Obviously, being a big Eddie fan, and
yeah,
it's just one of them. You always get the NWO shirts coming back all the time, and DX, the LWO shirt never really got re-released until they reformed them recently. And now I like the colorway of the Puerto Rico one.
Pretty
cool.
I liked the UK one when it first came out.
What do you reckon to the new main event Jay Uso shirt?
I like it, but why is it blue?
And why have they done like main event Jay Uso?
I thought like when he was on SmackDown, he had red hair, and now he's on Raw, he's got blue hair.
Got blue hair, yeah, he had blonde hair last week. Yeah, I like it, but I felt like the design. I probably would be one I'd buy, but I feel like the big design. I think they could have done more with it.
Yeah, I agree.
Like it's rushed to get a main event Jey Uso t-shirt out.
It'll fly off shelves, but
yeah,
no, I agree. It's a bit rushed, isn't it? So there's been some news with AEW and WWE. There's not a lot of AEW. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's mainly WWE. And then we'll run through. Obviously, we'll try and keep it as low as possible in terms of time. And then we'll run through last week's shows dead quick and Raw last night. We'll start things off with AEW though, and then we'll go on to WWE because I've already got two things for AEW. As you probably not, you might have seen actually on Twitter or X. I give it to you. Santana and Ortiz have been going at each other on there, so it looks like whether it's going to be a storyline or what. Apparently, according to a few people backstage, things are still not good between Santana and Ortiz. Fans hoping to see Santana and Ortiz put their issues aside to move forward as a tag team will be disappointed to hear that the issues are still not in place. Last year, before Santana was sidelined with injury, Santana and Ortiz had been booking themselves separately in singles matches on independent shows. They hadn't worked much together as when they were used in AEW. It was a multi-man match. Conan previously said in his Keeping It 100 podcast that they are not on good terms. They did not team together when Santana returned from injury in the Stadium Stampede match at All In. Ortiz responded to a video put out by Santana where he was talking about his comeback and he can't depend on anyone who doesn't have the same passion as him. He said that he'd chosen to take a bath on the road alone and showed footage of him and Ortiz. Ortiz replied to the tweet, "What a way to find out years of having your back meant nothing. Good luck without your crutch. Just remember it helped you walk for the last 14 plus years. Hope your legs are good. Thank you for being honest for once. But you couldn't say it to my face. You know you still can, right?"
So I seen this, and I didn't know if it was storyline based or what.
Looks like it's legit.
Yeah, it's a shame, because it's a decent tag team that could actually do things. When they come in as LAX in TNA, they were great.
Yeah.
Came across part of the Inner Circle. They were brilliant. It'd be a shame. I don't think they've got star power to be solos.
No, I don't. It's not like the Usos.
No, I don't think. And if anybody's gonna, I reckon maybe Ortiz more than Santana. Ortiz just seems like he's got a bit more of a character to him than Santana.
Yeah.
But it'd be a shame. It is a shame, but we'll see. See how that plays out.
Fair play. There's a bit of news on Brian Cage coming out saying that All In was a huge victory for AEW as a whole, and talks about his Progress Wrestling debut. The Red Velvet's on her way back. Tony Khan provided a jet to make travel easier for AEW's talent to attend Bray Wyatt's funeral, which is cool. There's a bit of news on the morale backstage after the firing of Phil Brooks.
Let's keep it that way.
Yeah. It's been nearly a week.
It's like when your mum's upset with you and the full name.
Well, I'm about to say his wrestling name because it says it here, but it's been nearly a week since CM Punk was officially let go by AEW, and the locker room has already shifted towards a more positive atmosphere. What a surprise! After being sidelined following an injury and the brawl with the Elite last year at All Out, I always thought it was Full Gear. So on my previous videos, I'm sorry, I thought it was Full Gear. It's not. It's All Out.
Do you know what I thought when I watched that video? There was a bit of an edit, and I thought you picked up on it. You edited it, tried to edit it out, but missed it. But yeah,
Punk returned to AEW TV in June as he'd been remained under contract with the promotion. Punk was released by AEW less than a week after an internal investigation in the altercation at All In with Jack Perry. In the promotion, Punk had plenty of people who didn't like him. No shit. And while that may get overshadowed in most reports, he's also had plenty of supporters, including AEW Tag Team Champions FTR. It's amazing what happens when one person leaves the company and then who shows up on shows. It's amazing, isn't it? Because Collision has had Moxley, Bryan. It's got good.
Mate, what did I say last week? Who'd return back on TV?
Piper Niven did.
Colt Cabana. Colt Cabana's back on TV.
Yeah, I know.
He's working with Cutler, but he's back on TV. Weeks later. But you know what? I think it might work.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think it might work because it's going to be like a comedic tag team. Him and Cutler.
So I might just like him. Dave Meltzer reported that the locker room morale has improved. Meltzer wrote, many of us talked about backstage atmosphere as if a dark cloud had been lifted over their heads and how much fun it was on the weekend shows. It shows because that Collision show was actually it was good and I enjoyed watching it.
So I haven't watched AEW this week. Oh, have I? I watched Dynamite on Wednesday. I haven't. And do you know what? I wanted to watch Collision. I just didn't. But what I've seen on clips and highlights and stuff, it just seems like a different show now. Already.
Yeah.
You haven't got him coming out as a show when you haven't got him coming out cutting a promo for absolutely no reason.
Yeah.
I'd say Mox is on it now. The Elite were on it last week. Well, the Bucks were. We'll see how it goes. And it'll be interesting to see who gets pushes now. Because this will be a telltale sign of who was getting blocked on pushes on that show or any show because of him.
Yeah, no, definitely will. But that's all the AEW news. There's nothing much on it because Punk's gone, so there's not going to be anything there that's major, to be quite honest with you. We'll go on to WWE. We'll talk about the shows, and then we'll have a little nod to Impact at the end because it's their 1,000th episode of Impact. And I've just watched some TNA compilations on YouTube before we were doing this. So.
What annoys with TNA used to have a channel on Twitch, right, where it just literally shown episodes Impact constantly. But now, because we're outside the US, they've changed it so you can't watch it.
I know.
Really nice because if I go on Twitch, I can watch it in the little mini screen, like what people are playing. You know, oh, I remember that one. Gone. I'm like, kids.
They've got them on the YouTube channel though. So they're not in order, but there's old episodes on there. And there's some old matches. They've put loads of old matches on. The YouTube channel's better than AEW or WWE's anyway. So big news from WWE and UFC. It's official that they've been finally took over. Vince McMahon is no longer at the helm. Last night, Raw was the last one under Vince McMahon, and we could tell by who he brought back. So Endeavor announces close of UFC and WWE transaction to create TKO Group Holdings. So UFC, we're going to see Conor McGregor versus Cody Rhodes. Indy Hartwell versus, I don't know any of the women in UFC. I don't watch UFC. I only know Conor McGregor. So is it an exciting time to be a WWE employee?
Employee probably not, because it's been very commented on that they're going to
WWE
cut.
superstar.
Yeah, well, WWE superstars as well. They've been very open about there's going to be cuts coming, so we will probably look for another.
I heard there wasn't any talent ones from what I've read. Dave Meltzer said there wasn't any talent ones coming. It was all employee based.
It's right. I've read that it's right across the board.
Oh, I've read something else.
So there could be, like I say, another. What was it? Black Wednesday last time it happened, when it all happened on Wednesdays. So we could have, but I think they'd be silly to cut talent. Oh, there is some that could potentially go that's just hanging on. Like
if
Zawa.
I think about no, because Zawa's being used on TV now. Right. He is only used to enhance talent, but yeah, if I think about, if I'm being perfectly honest, I'm sitting here thinking, who could we see in the next lot, if there is any people going? There's a few in NXT that have got signed but have not done anything with their life. Aaliyah's probably one that will probably go. And then if I'm looking at anyone else, Akira Tozawa, if I was being perfectly honest, it would be one for me, but he's a company, apparently the company love him. So I'm not only Endeavor have the final say of who goes, but there will be somewhere down the line where WWE, whether it's Triple H or whoever it is, Nick Khan says, well, we're using these on TV, so we need these people. If I'm being perfectly honest, Dexter Lumis hasn't really done anything.
Is he injured though?
No, he's filming TV stuff. He's doing his TV stuff. And as much as I like Dexter Lumis and I want him to stay, so he can't really do anything with his character the way it is.
So they can read. Dexter Lumis has got an open window that a Dexter Lumis character could fill. We haven't got, and I know we've got Thingy in NXT, what you call him?
Schism.
The face Schism. But that runs too close to the Bray Wyatt character.
I don't think it does.
It's the cult sort of leader thing. It's sort of very close.
Yeah.
Where Dexter Lumis could be this sort of, not murderer, but you know what I mean, stalker, weird character sort of thing, and he could bring in that strange side again.
If you do that with him, go on.
We've always had that presence on TV. That's why it's like, he comes to mind. We've always had the Taker. Taker started to fall away. Bray slotted straight in. Now obviously we've not got Bray no more. We sadly lost Bray, but we've got that big gap. Could Joe Gacy fit in there?
Joe Gacy could.
Joe Gacy could, absolutely. Could Joe Gacy work well with Dexter Lumis as his henchman?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
That would work really well.
But then you've got the issue, and this is where we go to where we always say Vince McMahon forgets. I think the fans don't remember anything. It's always going to be the whole Indy Hartwell, Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae group thing. And he could come back, and he could be with Gargano, Larisse, and Indy, because Indy and Candice LeRae are back on TV now, so their injuries are done. Gargano, we don't know what's wrong with Gargano. Well, I don't.
Gargano's back. Anyway. It's back on live shows this week.
All right, so Gargano's on his way back to the actual TV then. So maybe that's where you bring him in, but then
I still think we're getting
Gargano. That's what I'm saying. So Ciampa and Gargano, but then Ciampa looks like he's gone for the Intercontinental title now after what happened on Raw. Once Gable's finished with one more match, I'm guessing, which is going to be at Fastlane, which I hope it's not going to be, but I hope it's an Iron Man match because it'd be absolutely mint. Gable wins, and then Ciampa turns heel to go after Gable.
Yeah, which take my money now. I'm all in for.
Exactly. So I mean, there's numerous ways. The other people I'm thinking of, Nikki Cross. I know she's doing a degree, and I know she's that's why she's not been on TV. But again,
Yeah,
she could fit in Schism.
yeah. So this is it. So if they wanted to bring Schism up, the young grizzled vets, they very open already said they don't want to do it anymore. They want out.
Yeah.
So don't bring them up. Repackage them as the young grizzled vets because we could do another decent tag team in the divisions. Let them go back and be who they were.
Themselves.
Yeah. I don't know about Ava Rain. I've not seen enough of her.
Ava Rain's not great in the ring, but she's got better on the mic.
So
and that's thanks to Joe Gacy.
So could you work Ava Rain as a Julia Hart?
Yeah.
She doesn't really. She gets involved, but not physically as much.
Yeah. She did get in the ring the other week. She got into the ring and she wrestled. For the life of me, remember who it was. The match was okay. It only lasted like 7 minutes. It was okay. It weren't great.
Big boots, though. I think there's a lot of weight on her shoulders.
Yeah, there is. Bloodline.
Yeah. But you know what? I think WWE needs to stop acknowledging that she is who she is.
They don't on NXT.
No, they're not.
No, they don't even bring it up. It's nothing to do with it. I think that's from what I read when she first came in, that they were gonna make it like a big. She's part of the bloodline, not bloodline, but she's part of that family. And then ever since she got with Schism, there's nothing about it on TV.
Yeah, because I think it was one of the things Rock struggled with when he came up because he was Rocky Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maivia family
and all that, and it was obviously when he came through as it Blue Jay? I can't remember what the nickname they gave him right again. But yeah, he struggled with that character, and it was when he went to Nation of Domination he found his way. But yeah, bring her up, and then you could work Chisholm, like you say, you could work in Lumez, Cross into that. Maybe bring EY back.
Oh, he won't come back now. He won't come back. There's loads I can't think of. I ain't got the roster up. If I went, Riddle's probably gone after this week because he's been took off all shows now. He's been fully
allegations.
I think he's on his way out. I think he's not done himself any favors over the past few months, even past year. He's not done himself any favors whatsoever.
Well, the argument is Riddle though is the Mandy Rose thing, innit? Mandy Rose slipped the nipple by accident on a video that got leaked online. He's full on member and arsehole's been everywhere. How's that?
Very true. So where does it leave WWE with this takeover? I mean, obviously they've said Triple H is still in charge of creative. There's no issues with that. He's still going to be there. What's Vince McMahon going to be doing now? Is Vince going to sit with Triple H? Is he going to be wanting to be involved in creative? Is he wanting to be taking a step back and going, I'll just let it go? Because I can't see that happening.
I hope Endeavor come in and say, look, you're on the board, but creatively, you're done. It's not your company no more. He doesn't have that power to walk in that room now and change things. You're on the board. You're still going to get a paycheck. You'll still get a say in things happening. But creatively, TV shows, you're done. You have no power in them TV shows no more.
Yeah, I hope so.
And do you know, a whole repackaging, a rebranding, put new titles, credits, everything. Change the set. Let's completely reset it. Bring back the Fist on SmackDown.
That's resetting it.
Yeah, but still. It's
let's do full reset, but let's bring back one of the Titantrons.
But yeah, or even if you're gonna do changes, make them changes that the fans want to see. So yeah, like the big Fist on the Titantron, black and gold brand back at NXT.
There's not wrong with NXT now.
I think one thing I would like Endeavor to do was be willing to go back into the independents for NXT.
Yeah, I agree. That'd be cool.
Because there's some floating around there, and some floating about like TNA stuff that could potentially develop better in NXT. That'd be one thing I would like to see. Definitely. Let's work independent guys.
I would like. I mean, the titles aren't going to change because it's got the big WWE logo on all of them. So, and that's what UFC have got. So they're not going to change that because that's the way they're forward now. AEW have got the same. I know their belt is 10 times better than WWE's title, but what would I like? I'd like the intros to be fucking better with the music because the music's so shit now. It's unreal. Remember Anthrax in 2001? Not the actual thing, like the band that did All Together now, like in the late 90s and 2000s. And then Union Underground did it. Marilyn Manson did obviously had the Beautiful People out, and SmackDown had that as that is music you want to hear, not like whatever it is now. They've changed it and added. By the way, Edge is still in the new intro to SmackDown. They've not took him out of it.
Yeah, but Sasha
and his
Banks
contract
still
and
the
his
old one for
contract
ages.
is up. Yeah, but she didn't appear anywhere, and she was under contract. Edge's contract ends in 2 weeks, and then that is it. He's gone.
2 weeks time.
I
Is
think
that not Wrestle? Is that not Wrestle Dream?
Might be, but I think he signed. I think he signed a couple more.
No, the difference between you think he signed and you are hoping.
If he were in that intro, I'd say yeah. But it's a brand new intro of brand new music, and they put him in it. And his contract ends in 2 weeks. If your contract's ending in 2 weeks and you've not re-signed, and there's potential you're going to another company, you're not going to put him in it. I wouldn't anyway, because he's not going to. Why would they advertise someone that's not re-signing? So yeah, they've took over. What?
Is the contract ends in 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Wrestle Dreams in 2 weeks.
Yeah, could do. But again, why have they put him in the intro?
Yeah, I get what you mean, mate. But
you just
if
wouldn't.
If there's one thing that could make that Wrestle Dream, because this is obviously a brand new pay-per-view, you can get eyes on it, draw people in, would be Edge turning up.
Sorry, we just had a message on our wrestling_fellas pod from Cyber Championship Wrestling, who have 5.1 thousand followers, and they've just said hello.
They want to fight. Let's go.
I want to say hello. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, I don't. Because for me, they put him in the intro. I can't see it, but then I can see it at the same time because it gives him a chance to go and do something else somewhere else. So, Nick Khan sent an email out to all employees today about WWE, and obviously because he fucking works for the company. Not bad. Why did I just say that? We'll cut that fucking bit out. Nick Khan sent an email out to all employees after the sale. After the sale to Endeavour, and he's put, this morning we announced that WWE and the UFC have officially come together to form TKO Group Holdings, creating a premium sports and entertainment company. TKO will begin trading today on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol TKO. Don't do it, it's a fucking trap. A big thank you to you all.
I would like to see him go.
Who?
Nick Khan. Nick Khan, yeah.
He's not going.
And let me explain myself before people dive down a bit when they watch this. Is I'm not a fan of him, but when I was at Money in the Bank, I seen him trying to push a kid, like probably his kid or grandkid, to the front of the row to get Cody's belt. Cody give it another kid already, and I just don't like that sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
But that's a small thing, and that's just me being me.
Okay. I won't tell you about the time Tony Khan gave me coke, but okay. As we now begin this transition, and we'll be in touch with more details. In the interim, we'll be communicating with each of you regarding new policies and procedures. HR will also be available to answer any and all questions you may have. We know that companies undergo change. It can feel like uncertain times. The special culture that whoever's wrote this has put 4 V's instead of 2 W's. Honest to God. That's why I was like, V. What? WWE has cultivated over its long history is what has allowed our business. Yeah. allowed over our business to flourish, and we'll be preserving that as WWE and UFC both continue to grow together as part of TKO. As well, we'll continue to focus on the work throughout this transition and make sure to communicate with you throughout the process. Thank you, Nick Gann. In other words, start fucking sorting your acts out. And I'll tell you what, though, there's a few good things that's happened over the past couple of weeks. We're coming up to Raw in a minute, but I'm going to say him now. Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah.
His promos are absolutely mint. His whole persona of turning heel has worked wonders for him and has made Seth better, because Seth was, for me, he felt like he was a bit, what's the word?
Stale.
Yeah.
I'll say it.
It weren't stale I was thinking of another word, and that's not what I'm
saying. Samey. It's
exactly. And now
absolutely.
Shinsuke's there, and he's absolutely nailed it. And I hope Shinsuke wins the title. I really do. I think he deserves it after all this work he's put in.
Quite a few people are saying it online. They would like Shinsuke to win it. I'm a Shinsuke fan, have been since he walked through WWE door. I'm not going to sit and pretend, I loved him at New Japan.
I did. I watched all his matches with Ibushi and Take a Shitter and...
Probably didn't wrestle him, mate.
Ultimo Dragon.
I know he had a fight with Brock Lesnar, and that's...
Rey Mysterio. Sasha Banks. I've lost people now. I don't know. Oh, Kairi Sane. Asuka. No, I'm done. No, I watched him when he first came to NXT, and I've loved him since. I think he's absolutely quality in ring. On the mic, obviously, he never really spoke because of his... He couldn't speak English.
I like now that he's cutting promos in Japanese.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's meant.
It adds to his bang character. On heel work.
Yeah,
he did it with Kenny in Japan. Kenny only ever spoke English, apart from when he was saying like a certain word to get a reaction. He would say it in Japanese.
Yeah,
because he was working the heel work over there with the Bullet Club. And I was interviewing someone, asked him, why don't you ever speak Japanese? Can you speak Japanese? He's like, yeah, fluently. So why don't you do it when you do your promos? He says, I'm a heel. Why should I pander to the audience?
Yeah. So yeah, that's one good thing. Gunther and Gable has been great over the past couple of weeks since that started. Gable's quality anyway, and so is Gunther, but the two together you never really thought would work, and it has worked wonders. And adding Kaiser and Vinci and Otis and Maxine in there just worked wonders for them all, and it's made them all better. Drew's almost heel turn is nearly there after Raw, after what happened.
I'll watch it later.
We'll go through it soon, but you can tell he's on the verge. He's still not signed his contract, but he said he's not bothered about looking at that yet because it ends next year. And it's something he won't look forward to at the moment. He's just focused on what's ahead. Jey Uso and everyone not trusting Jey Uso. I like the idea of him. Is he going to go to Judgment Day? Is he not going to Judgment Day? After Raw, it looks like when it... We're going to Raw in a minute, but Finn Balor said, I like you, Damien Priest likes you, Dom likes you, and Rhea likes you. And he went, what? Rhea does? Like, as in a little fanboy moment. But I like that idea. I'm a bit stale with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I want Kevin Owens.
So sorry, mate. Just jump back to Jey Uso slightly. Just Jey Uso in general.
Yeah.
Jey Uso's. I know it's been a building for about a year and a bit, because it started the Hell in a Cell matches at the very beginning of the Tribal Chief stuff. So over a year. Jey Uso's steady climb to where he is now. That's just been amazing.
So yeah, no, it has. And I think they've done right by putting Jey on his own on Raw, leaving Jimmy on SmackDown, because he needs Paul Heyman, and he needs Solo. Yeah. He needs that blanket he's got, because he's not as confident as Jey is on his own, and he's not as big. There's so many things that can go on that's going well at the moment for Raw and SmackDown, but there's also things that aren't, and that's annoying me, but we'll go into that soon. SmackDown and Raw's rights are coming up for sale. The deals are expiring in 2024. There's two companies that apparently are in contention for it, and that's Amazon and Disney. So this is only in America and on the USA Network and Fox, because it's over on TNT Sports and they've signed a contract with them for years to come. So in America, USA and Fox have currently got Raw and SmackDown respectively. Amazon and Disney are the two companies in contention to take SmackDown. Raw has not been said on Raw or NXT. It's believed that Raw and NXT will probably stay on USA, but SmackDown looks like it's going to Amazon or Disney. ABC was also contention, but with ABC, they cater for a different audience than to what SmackDown is. So
I can see the TNT deal though in UK coming to an end quicker than expected. Just because the deal was struck with BT Sports, not TNT. TNT are now the competitors. TNT's Turner Network.
No, I know, but they would have been told about that time ago. Yeah, we signed a new contract with them last year. So they would have been told about that.
Yeah, we'll say that
that's
though.
What they could have said. Maybe we'll leave it for a year and then we'll pull.
It's not Vince no more, no. So it's probably.
And USC's on TNT.
Yeah, that's a good point.
No. So yeah, SmackDown looks like it's going to Disney.
I was fucking.
Jade Cargill, and you're watching SmackDown on Disney Plus. Right, let's talk Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle, he's a naughty boy. He has been for quite some time. Keeps getting his penis out and his arsehole on Twitter, thinking it's what everyone wants to say. Some people may like that. I'm not here to judge. John's not here to judge. You like that, you like that. However, it's not done any favours for him. However, the other day, he put on Instagram a picture and Twitter a picture of a police officer at the airport, and said he was sexual assaulted by that officer. It was on Instagram. Sorry, he later deleted it. I'm guessing WWE's told him to delete it, and we'll deal with it in house. As previously reported, law enforcement sources state that port authority officers received a call about a disorderly person who was deplaning. Deplaning. What does it mean?
Coming off the plane.
Why don't you just say he was coming off the plane? That just makes more sense. Why are you saying deplaning? Sounds stupid. Anyway, that'll stay in the pod, don't worry. This person turned out to be Riddle. According to witnesses, Riddle seemed apologetic when he was speaking with the police, and no police report was filed. The port authority says they were shocked about Riddle's claim on Instagram. From their view, they didn't do anything to deserve such an accusation, and to take claims seriously, they're launching an internal investigation. WWE has not publicly commented on the situation. He has been featured in a storyline with Drew McIntyre. PW Insider reports that Riddle was not at Raw and is no longer expected to work this weekend's live events in Idaho and Washington. Shows that Riddle had been booked on. So he's been took off all shows. I think he's done. I think he's had too many chances where he's done what he's done and put himself out there on Twitter, and it's backfired on his ass, literally. To be quite perfect with you, but you know, yeah, I don't like being horrible or anything, but
no, yeah. I think he's flew too close to the sun for a very long time. And like I say, I think this may be just that last little thing that's just burnt his ass. The whole stuff on exposing himself online.
Nice.
It's probably the right word.
Nice.
Like I touched on before, Mandy Rose got released for a lot less. A lot less. And it's that whole, it's, I don't know. But let's be honest though, he hasn't been good on TV for a very long time.
I think his last decent match I proper enjoyed was Seth Rollins last year at Clash. When I watched it back, there's been nothing since I've been like, this is good. This is a good match.
That's probably it. The whole Seth Rollins build up and everything. That's it. Before that, it was RKO. Anything RKO, bro.
Yeah.
But
it's not out with Randy being off as well. I don't think if Randy would have been with him, I don't think he would have done as much, because Randy probably would have told him, listen, you need to fucking calm down a bit, because Randy's not been with him and he's not been with TV, because apparently he travelled with him as well from show to show. So he probably would have turned around with him. Used to be doing that stuff. Listen, you need to fucking calm down. You get in trouble. Speaking of Mandy Rose, though, I like how you brought Mandy Rose up and you didn't even know this was coming. Mandy Rose has done a Q&A recently. Obviously, we know she got released in December about adult content she was posting on a fan time page, and they were uncomfortable with it. She took to Instagram and did a Q&A, and she was asked about a return to wrestling, where she responded with, "Funny you asked. Your girl may or may not be a free agent very soon."
Oh, hang on, December. She's got longer than a 4-month non-compete, hasn't she then?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
She at AEW, Impact. She's back in WWE. I think WWE probably want her back.
Maybe.
Because I'm not going to lie, Gigi and JC James are doing nothing in NXT at the moment. Well, JC James is. Gigi's not. Gigi's absolutely just gone down the pecking order. JC James has kind of got a partnership going on with Saya. What's her name? Who was part of you? She was part of Chase U. She's turned heel now, and she's with JC Jane. So I think WWE probably want her back. Well, Triple H wants her back.
I can see AEW being a very big draw though for her.
I can too, and I Impact as well. I can,
Yeah.
because she can get away with a lot with Impact, with that fan time stuff. Because I'm sure Jordan Grace has got an OnlyFans. I think it's Jordan Grace, but it's just literally what she shows on Instagram. It's nothing more than that. I might be wrong there, but I'm sure I saw somewhere that she's got, or someone in Impact has. But yeah, Mandy Rose on her way. Would you like her in AEW?
I'm just trying to say here, it might seem like I'm sitting in silence, just letting you. I'm trying to think. She wasn't that. She was getting good in the ring.
She got really good in the ring, and in the mic she was ace as well. I don't think she'd fit AEW. I think she's one of those that's WWE.
Yeah, who would you ever go up against? There's a little list that get good matches out of, but I couldn't see her aligning with anybody. Couldn't see her. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it'd be a good enough draw.
I can see it in Impact. I can't with AEW. But I
don't think it's a big enough draw for AEW crowd to go, oh my god. Yeah, don't know.
I agree.
Like that.
So should we talk Raw yet? No, we'll go into Dynamite. I've not even got anything up from Dynamite because I can't even remember what happened. I got Collision up because my girl.
I remember Orange Cassidy came out and did a promo about how they didn't want him to show up this week. He opened the show. Didn't want him to show up this week, but he was like, no, I'll be there. And he said he'll be there every week, no matter what. Because he is Orange Cassidy and he doesn't have a catchphrase.
He definitely has a catchphrase.
Yeah, that's it. I'm Orange Cassidy. I don't have a catchphrase.
He does have a catchphrase.
That's your catchphrase, Orange. But as he said, now Mox come out for his match, and Cassidy sort of stood on the ramp looking back. I couldn't tell you Mox Feast. Oh, AR Fox.
Yeah, I was about to say, I've got it up here now. So you did have the Orange Cassidy promo. AR Fox versus John Moxley as well. Moxley obviously defeated Fox to retain. They gave it a C+, Bleacher Report. I didn't watch Dynamite. I didn't watch Rampage. Didn't watch SmackDown. See, the issue I've got with is I always forget we've got Fight Network now. So I always forget. Plus, with SmackDown, I'm in work at 9:30 the next morning. And I hate work as it is. And I'm not bothered about saying it on here. You know what I mean? I can't be asked. So I'm in a mood and I don't want to do anything. I've got to work. It's not fun. And I can't watch YouTube at work because they block the stuff that's not. If you put it as kid content, you can watch it. If it's not if it's for adults, you can't watch it. And most of SmackDown puts through is adult content, so you can't watch it on YouTube.
Would you not work at home on Saturday?
I can't. I'm not allowed. Our in days are Friday, Saturday. Monday, Thursday are at home. But I've got a fantastic broadband, apparently, that really works when it fucking doesn't. But we won't go into that. 900 meg my ass. Yeah. Championship, or no championship, I'll be here every week because I'm Orange Cassidy. I don't have a catchphrase, like I said. For someone who appears to be unbothered, an intense stare from freshly squeezed back at the man who beat him at All Out clearly said he was bothered.
Well,
oh, look, tough guy, Moxley won again.
Mox give him sort of a nod of like, it wasn't like the 10-yard stare Mox would normally give somebody. It was sort of like a nod of respect for Cassidy.
Okay.
However, it was meant to come across. That's what it seemed to me. Have a look at. Obviously, probably not right now, but have a look through things. The last couple of matches since he's won that, Mox is currently working his way through the alphabet.
What do you mean? Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. AR Fox. Big Bill. I can't remember who he's got this week. And I think it's Big Bill. Big Bill will only ever be good when he becomes Big Cass and he's got a little Enzo.
Not Big Ass.
Big Ass. Big
That
Cass.
was funny, that was hilarious. I remember seeing that on TV on Backlash and I'm like, it says Big Ass. And realised he was in the way and it said Big Cass. Darby hit the ring to check on Fox while confused Nick Wayne watched from the backstage area. Christian Cage and Luchasaurus confronted him, insulted the late Buddy Wayne and warned him against buying into Darby as a mentor. And that was that first bit. The TBS Championship, Chris Statlander, who is not really the TBS champion because that's my girl.
Don't you start that
Emi
bollocks.
Sakura, I am fucking Wilmy. The real champion. She returned.
Hang on a minute. She's not CM Spunk, like, got suspended, come back and pretended, yeah? She got beat for it fair and square.
Oh shit, I don't remember that bit. After successfully defending the title against Ruby Soho All Out, TBS champion Chris Statlander made it 2-0 this week, fending off the challenge of determined Emi Sakura to hold on to a title. The veteran challenger fought with a sense of urgency, but Statlander weathered the storm and was able to put down her opponent with Sunday Night Fever. But that's not a feat. That's not a song. That's an actual move. Okay. For the pinfall victory, I didn't know what a finisher was called.
I didn't. I was like
Sunday Night Fever. The commentary team put over the urgency of Sakura. Don't know why that's a takeaway. Statlander exclaimed, "Anyone, anywhere, anytime." Well, you got that on Saturday, didn't you, love? After the match, selling the idea that the Open Challenge will continue. A pre-taped interview with Roderick Strong, surrounded by the Kingdom's Mike Bennett and Matt Taven. Revealed the veteran's tough upbringing with his flawed parents. I grew up alone. But Adam knew that. God, where's the violin? Jericho and Sammy Guevara versus Aussie Open. The Lessex Gods, is that right? Did I say that right? I like Sammy Guevara. I like everyone that you don't. Don Callis insisted throughout.
It's coincidence, isn't it?
I like John Moxley. I'm starting to like him now.
Starting.
Yeah, I can't stood up like Young Bucks or Eddie Kingston. Don Callis insisted throughout Wednesday's match that Chris Jericho is a self-centered narcissist. That's fucking rich, isn't it? Whilst his words did not come to fruition. Yeah, said a big word. On the night, the veteran and partner Sammy Guevara endured a few miscommunications. Still, the Sex Gods managed to pull out the victory over former Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions Aussie Open in a very good match that featured lightning quick offense. What the fuck? This sounds like it's an actual fucking blog. Honest to God, it got a grade B anyway, and it was apparently very good. Did you watch Dynamite, by the way?
I've watched most of it. Yeah, it was a good match. Okay. Obviously, then they had a little bit. They seem like they're going for a bit of a rough patch at the moment. Guevara and Jericho. So, falling out. Guevara jumped the barrier and walked off away from him after the match.
Play. Going up to a name that we always say wrong. Guevara popped to the crowd with a picture perfect tornado. I think. The Judas effect from Jericho to Fletcher was wicked, turning the young Aussie inside out. And backstage, Lexi Nair caught up with Callis and take a shit off. I forgot it again.
Takeshita.
I need to have it wrote there. Right. The insufferable heel promised that he and his associate will reveal their next target next week. Callis also took a second to knock Jericho and Kenny Omega. MJF had a promo.
Which I haven't seen.
Promo.
Which was the back and forth with Joe.
Yeah, I watched this on TikTok.
I've seen clips of it. And
speaking of TikTok, sorry, I'll cut you off there. I just want to have a bit of a rant. So last night I woke up in the middle of the night because my nephew is going through teething at the moment and he just can't sleep. So I woke up with his crying. Anyway, I'm sat in bed and I thought, go on Twitch because it's Raw and Santi. What's his name? Santi.
Sap.
That's the one. He does his live reactions to it. So I thought, watch him. I asked him 4 times. What is the program he's using so we can have our reaction and then the actual video underneath? Because I don't know how. And I really want to know. So I asked him 4 times. He read every other comment but that one, didn't he?
It's not a shared secret, mate.
It's not fucking secret. Everyone does it. I want to know how to do it, though. It's not a secret. It's a program, and I want to know what the program is.
Leave it with.
Anyway. Yeah, it was a very good one. Talked about WWE and NXT and William Regal and everything. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. I really did. Top moments and takeaways. What seems to be the problem, kid? Joe asked MJF in response to their brawl from All Out. I can only imagine you came out here so fast because you mistook my theme song as Ice Cream Truck, MJF said. Probably taking Mick out his way.
Yeah, but he replied with the last time I did anything
to do with an Ice Cream Truck. I was busy being the biggest star of the other company's network. Yeah. Joe responded, it was a reference to his role in Peacock's Twisted Metal. Okay, got that wrong. Yeah, Strong confronted Cole as he headed up the ramp, taking exception to his former friend caring more about MJF. Earned the disgust of the commentary team and furthered the downward spiral of the once beloved in-ring veteran. Everyone loves Joe. What are you going on about? Grand Slam World Title eliminated Trent Beretta versus Roderick Strong.
Roddy Strong won.
And then immediately asked, as soon as the match was over, asked for his neck brace to be put back on. Yeah, I saw it on TikTok, and I was like, okay. It's kind of like what Bob Orton did back in the 80s with his neck brace, where he took it off to wrestle and then put it back on as soon as it was over.
Pointless.
No.
If you got a bad neck, you shouldn't be wrestling. Plain simple.
He's just protecting it. I don't know. Strong lost the neck brace early, but continued to sell his injury. Also, he had it on during the match, and then he lost it. The heel delivered a quality release side suplex on the ring apron, allowing to wrest control of the match away from his opponent. Taz put over Strong as one of the most credible guys on the roster. A nice reminder from the Adam shtick that has become comedic. Okay. Backstage, Tony Storm pleaded niggers. Tony Storm's character, by the way, I can see what they're actually doing.
Like some sort of maniac sort of.
Yeah, so she's lost the plot. I like it.
Yeah.
Might say something about the girls I go for, really, but well, we move.
I'd like to see him at some point aligning with Rock Hard Juice Robinson, though, a real life partner.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I did not know that.
I think there could be some great work there.
Swerve Strickland cups Hangman Adam Page as well. This got an A+ apparently. I need to go and watch that. I always forget about it.
So I believe this promo, a lot of people online have called this promo a prime example of that Swerve Strickland and Adam Page are two of the biggest stars in AEW that are not being utilized to their potential.
Yeah.
And I agree with it wholeheartedly. Adam Page has always been someone who deserves so much more than he's getting. That his title run was good, but not long enough. And Swerve is winning me over so much more. So I don't really remember Swerve from WWE because it was a lot more NXT, and I was starting to come away at that point. And then when he came up, it was Hit Row, and it weren't very long. Then he came across, and he was doing his work for Keith Lee. I love Keith Lee, so I started paying a bit more attention. But these last few weeks, we've gone full heel, gone after Nick Wayne and Darby, and yeah. And if they're going to work him and Adam Page in the program, I'm in.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Page shouted out teachers, showing respect for an underfunded profession he once called his own. Teachers, thank you very much. You're underfunded, underpaid. You're underappreciated. Being in the coffin for almost 2 weeks, you get a bit of clarity. Strickland said, selling his loss to Darby Allin and Sting at All In. You haven't got any new wrestling gear in almost a year now. You haven't got any new merchandise on the website in almost a year. You've got a whole new contract extension, so you've been eating good, and it's been showing. Strickland told Hangman. They were top takeaways about them. But Strickland's ace. He's quality. I do like him. And then you had a Grand Slam World Title eliminator match, Darby Allin versus Nick Wayne, which got a grade B by Bleacher Report. Darby relentlessly stomped at Wayne in a great spot that proved the chase of the championship gold supersedes even the most unbreakable bonds. All right, Harry Potter. Cage on commentary should be a regular thing. Just let him insult everybody all the time. Christian Cage's ace, anyway. Overall grade, Bleacher Report gave it an A for Dynamite. Good week.
Not bad, not bad.
Oh my God, breaking news. CM Punk's gone to WWE.
Shut
I'm
up.
joking. Oh, good.
Don't even do it. Right. That really annoys me because Zoe does that all the time. She'll try and do something to wind me up. And I'm like, what? He's just done what you do. Oh my God. Like you did the other day with my t-shirt. Oh, no way, I can actually see that design now.
That's mint. I'll give her props for that when I see her. SmackDown.
He said that was mint and laughed his head off. Himself.
Announced in advance of Friday's show were AJ Styles versus the Brawling Brutes versus the Judgment Day, and Shotzi and Charlotte versus Bayley and Io. Again, didn't watch SmackDown, watch the highlights. Shotzi and Charlotte.
I really wanted to watch SmackDown this week, and I don't know why I've not watched it. I can't remember why I wanted to watch it.
Because AJ's on it. Oh, AJ and the OC are breaking up.
They're working towards that, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's the line, Finn and the OC together, because it'll work better.
What?
Don't know. They've got more history.
Is that just you playing GM mode?
Yeah, that's me playing. They've got they genuinely have more history with Finn than they do AJ.
No, I know, but I just think Finn and Judgment Day is better.
But we already know someone's leaving, and I still feel.
Yeah, no, it's Finn. It's Finn's leaving. We know that. He's gonna win the world title eventually. That's gonna happen. Do you know? Since I put that on TikTok, all I've seen is people say the same thing. They're gonna swap the contracts. Finn's gonna swap the contracts.
I'm on board. I'm a Finn guy, so I'm on board.
I know you are, and I don't have to sell it to you. I know. Shotzi and Charlotte kicked off Friday's episode of SmackDown with a big win over Bayley and Io, because that's the way to build your women's champion, is to have her lose. Graves asked what Shotzi would do to build a momentum following a victory over Bayley last week. Ironically enough, fans have asked what WWE Creative is going to do to build a momentum on a few different occasions since the main roster call. Yeah, Sky intercepted Shotzi. I don't care about that, but Asuka appeared at the conclusion of the match. This looked good, and I'm looking forward to it if it actually comes to fruition. Use that big word again. Asuka appeared at the conclusion of the match, distracting Sky and holding the WWE Women's Championship. Shotzi took advantage, flattening Bayley for the win. I'm all there for Asuka and Io, by the way. I'm all there. And Carrie saying when she returns. In an attempt to get in Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman's good graces, Jimmy Uso attacked AJ Styles backstage. LA Knight versus Austin Theory. It's a match everyone wanted to see, and no one even knew it because it got grade B on Bleacher Report. Verbal back and forth between LA Knight, Austin Theory, and Grayson Waller gave way to a match between the latter two, which ended with the hottest star in professional wrestling scoring the win with blunt force trauma and leaving the heels dismayed. Good solid pro wrestling match. It served its purpose for putting Knight over and introducing two new foils for him to spar with in the coming weeks. Theory and Waller are great as mates. Put them opposite Knight will only help intensify the incredibly popularity of the megastar, and in the process earn them more heat and television time. Also this week on SmackDown is John Cena on the Grayson Waller effect. And LA Knight versus The Miz is the main event, which should be good.
This week coming on Friday.
Yeah. Cena's on SmackDown.
Again, yeah, Cena's fine, but I don't know if I think I'm done with Miz LA Knight.
It's just to end it.
Yeah, I suppose.
Because they're not doing it at Fastlane. It's just to end the feud. Apparently, Knight's on the verge of signing a new contract. He's already just signed a contract, but this is to bump it up. And when he signed it, apparently that's when they're going to give him a push, so they know that he's signed.
He's in.
Yeah, all in. So call this in. Hey, see what I did there? Enjoy your 15 minutes of fame, because when I'm done with you, the Miz ain't going to waste this time. Fairy said. Cool, Fairy. Go back to anywhere but here. Fairy and Waller have great on-screen chemistry and are going to be a hell of a... I hope Fairy and Waller are a tag team. I'd like to see that. However, they're not going to get any tag team titles because there's both belts on one team. Backstage, Knight interrupted Paul Heyman talking business with Adam Pearce. After receiving another match with The Miz on next week's show, he was told by Heyman to make sure he knocks next time. Yeah, he said, toned down and deadly serious. Butch and Ridge Holland, a.k.a. Nia Jax. No, we're joking. Butch and Ridge Holland versus Damian Priest and Finn Balor. The Judgment Day started to continue to take over WWE. The end of SmackDown was weird. It was weird. Because you had Judgment Day obviously faced Brawling Brutes. And then Lashley and the Prophets came out, stood face to face with Judgment Day and said, we're taking over. But then Judgment Day helped Bloodline with AJ.
I think that's just showcasing what tag teams they've got.
We know what tag teams they've fucking got. We want titles. That's my issue.
I've read that there's some sort of change coming in the tag team titles soon.
Yeah.
Well, wherever it happens.
Fucking years ago. Months ago, but... yeah. Midway through the match, cameras panned backstage where... Pretty Deadly were there! The first appearance of Silent Prince was injured in a match with the Babyfaces. Oh, yeah, because Rich Holland injured him, didn't he? That feud is likely to resume once Prince is cleared for action, and once we may not have to wait for, although it's Judgment Day versus the Reboot Hurt Business. Bobby Lashley and the Profits hit the ring after the match and warned the tag team champions that it will be him and his teammates that dominate, not Judgment Day. I can't wait for that, to be quite honest with you. The crowd in Boston was so loud, booing Mysterio. At one point, they drowned him out. Cole put over Butch performance at NXT Global Heritage Cup, calling his match with Aitken the best of the tournament. Pretty Deadly made their return to SmackDown, watching the match backstage. You're right, the Bloodline is crumbling, but it's not the Judgment Day that's going to be taken over. It's going to be us. Lashley warned them. And then the main event, AJ and Jimmy. AJ beat Jimmy. It got given a B by Bleacher Report. Uso wore his We the One shirt, reiterating his desire to rejoin the Bloodline. Styles wiped out Sikoa at ringside, threatening Heyman, and sent Uso into the ring post. Moments later, delivered the phenomenal forearm for the win. I've kind of got that mixed up. After the match, Judgment Day attacked Styles and rolled him into the ring, offering it to Sikoa, who leveled Phenomenal 1 to close out the show. Got a B+ by Bleacher Report, SmackDown. Collision. All that needs to be said is my girl is back. Who cares whatever happened? Back to Raw. No, I'm joking. John Moxley versus Action Andretti. I'm missing Rampage, by the way, because I never watched Rampage and I don't even know what's on it. We never talk about Rampage. Yeah. John Moxley versus Action Andretti in an international championship. It got given a B. Obviously, Moxley won. No shit show, that kind of thing. For some reason, one of the notable moments and observations was the shade of green on Andretti's gear screams 90s Nickelodeon. Bleacher Report, fucking slacking. Chris Statlander versus Robin Renegade, the TBS Championship. So, let's talk about this match. Statlander put a TBS title on the line against anyone who was willing to step into the ring with her. Robin Renegade, who I've never heard of in my life, answered the call. They started off with a relatively simple sequence, but they quickly escalated things and became more aggressive. Robin started using shortcuts whilst their sister, Charlotte, interfered. I thought I said it wrong. Interfered whenever the ref had his back turned. Statlander is an imposing figure. She's taller and more muscular than Jade Cargill. Than a large percentage of the women in AEW, so tried to book her as an underdog. For fuck's sake. when I'm trying to be cocky, it doesn't work. It's never going to be easy. Stacking the odds against her by having someone at ringside makes sense in this situation. Stack retained the title, as we all knew she would. But that wasn't it, was it now? Both Renegade Sisters attacked her until Jade Cargill came down to the ring, took them both out to make the save. It looked like she was going to help Stack land to her feet, but she ended up hitting Jade before posing with the title she held first. This was a decent match despite short length, but the return of Jade helped make everything a little more interesting. The girl's back with Smart Max Sterling as well.
Well, yeah.
She got a big welcome back chant as well.
Yeah, it's overdue. She's missed, but
I'm happy now.
Stop like that.
I'm happy now. Then we had the Power Rangers versus Bullet Club Gold. Gravity, Metallic, Aerostar, and Del Infamundo. Bullet Club Gold one. We move. They had Megazord, but involved. Anyway, Ray Phoenix versus Angelico. Angelico made his collision debut this week when he took on Ray Phoenix, who gave a brief promo about Moxley and the BCC taking him out. The crowd was totally behind Phoenix, so Angelico, yeah, said that right, made sure to do plenty of things before he knew he would get him heel heat and get the fans to root for Phoenix. Got a B+, Phoenix won.
Angelico's a really good wrestler, mate, as well.
Is it?
Not getting TV time, yeah.
At least he's not got a mask.
He's been with them pretty much since day dot, just not been wrestling.
Yeah, I'm saying at least he's not got a mask. He could be with the Power Rangers. There's a red ranger, a white ranger, a gold ranger, and one that wears looks like a monster. Don't know.
Yeah.
Darby Allin versus Roderick Strong. The first two Grand Slam tournament matches were about to begin, but Luchasaurus was showing attacking Darby. He was trying to make his way to the ring. Christian talked trash to him while Luchasaurus had him in a torture rack. The living dinosaur threw him into the loading bay door before leaving. Darby crawled his way to the ring while Nick Wayne tried to talk him out of competing. As soon as he got to the ring, the ref called for the bell and Roddy pounced him. Taven and Bennett cheered him on from ringside as Strong looked to capitalise on his opponent before being weakened, but Darby kept showing signs of life with little comebacks. Roderick Strong won. AR Fox showed up to lend his support, but Wayne wanted him to go away immediately. Get a fucking grip, mate. He's trying to help you. The way Luchasaurus threw Darby into the door looked like when Kevin Nash threw Rey Mysterio onto the side of a trailer in WCW. Darby needs to chill with the suicide dives. There is no way to do what he's doing with an unreasonable degree of safety. His back is going to be a mess when he gets older. The way Roddy threw Darby into the barricade looked awesome. The loud pop made it also help sell. Penta versus Samoa Joe. Bryan Danielson came out for an interview and said that despite wanting to wind down his career, he was not being taken lightly. Plans on kicking everybody's heads in. He also said that by his daughter was 7 years old, he was going to
retire. Yeah, she thinks he's 6 now.
She's 7 next year, so he's got 1 more year, and then he's done.
We'll see.
Be a sad day. This was the best match to put in the main event slot. Both guys made sure this felt important through their performances. Joe won to advance to the finals. He'll face Strong next week to see who gets the world title shot against MJF. A-. Best match of the week, apparently. Bar Rocks, but obviously we did Raw on the podcast.
Yes.
Because I'm guessing that would be Gunther and Gable, wouldn't it?
Probably, yeah. Good match. I watched this week.
It got a B+, and that's because Jade Cargill returned. Happy days. Raw. Where to start? It was Vince McMahon's final ever Raw.
The end of the McMahon era.
Vince McMahon is back in the mix regarding WWE Creative after taking a hiatus while recovering from spinal surgery. The Endeavour acquisition officially starts today, as in today. We'll do this. We're done like yesterday. Starts today with WWE and UFC merging into the TK Holdings company. While Triple H is still running day-to-day creative, McMahon will still have the final say. What's the fucking point? While speaking on Zerva Radio, Dave Meltzer noted McMahon made significant changes to Raw on Monday night. Well, we fucking saw that. He made multiple changes to the show tonight. There was also multiple changes made by Paul at the last minute. So the show had a lot of stuff that wasn't advertised on the show, like most of it. The reason is because they were changing all day long, but Vince is back. Vince made significant changes to the show. I don't know what the changes were. I'm sure that it'll probably come out tomorrow. The only person who just mentioned it to me, and then I asked some others, and they all said I heard that they were probably changes for the better. So it must have been a really crap show. But there are many of them. Vince is back from surgery. He's back in the chair. He's not in Roanoke via remote. Oh, so he worked at home via remote. Going forward, he's the guy. He's the chairman. He's running the wrestling company. I know that. That's the whole thing of his second in command to Airy. I don't care about that bit. I'm not gonna lie. So it's Vince's baby when it comes to creative end. It's Vince's baby. When it comes to decision making on the company and all that, it's Nick Khan. Put it the other way around. Raw. I've just watched Raw. I watched it this morning. I hooked up because I haven't got a mini box in my bedroom anymore because it just wouldn't connect. So I've just put it downstairs somewhere because the one downstairs was being dodgy. But I've got Sky Go on my computer, so I hooked it up to my TV and just watched it while I was in bed. I enjoyed Raw this week. It was decent considering, apart from the end of Raw.
I say I haven't got around to watching it yet. I might watch it later. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, main event Jay still kicked things off, but he didn't get to say much really, apart from saying he's
Monday Night Raw.
in the city. Yeah, he's in the city. Kevin Owens slowly made his way to the ring. KO said that he made a lot of mistakes and spent a lot of time trying to earn back everyone's respect, but now he has people who don't even respect him telling him that Jay doesn't belong on Raw. He told Jay he has a long way to go before he proves he's changed. The Judgment Day came out and said Owens doesn't speak for the locker room because they respect Jay. Damian Priest told him the door is always open if he wanted to join Judgment Day. He brought up Dominic being a champion as proof that joining the stable can help with careers. Jay suggested he and KO teamed up to fight the Judgment Day since Sami Zayn wasn't at the arena. The prize fighter accepted and they immediately started brawling. The match was made official during the commercial break and started when the show resumed. Dom sat with his one out. Oh, sorry. I'll say that again. Dom sat this one out. I said all that wrong. He didn't sit there with his one out. While Finn and Priest worked the match. Well, he's not Riddle. This was a solid tag team match. Did a good job making it clear that Jay and KO didn't have the same chemistry as they do with Jimmy and Zami.
Mm-hmm.
Jay accidentally hit Owens with a super kick, paved the way for Balor to hit the coup de grace for the win. The announcer did a great job laying out why this ending is going to make it harder for Jay to earn everyone's respect. WWE needs to stop turning the crowd volume up when Dom speaks. The crowd boos loud enough without the production team needing to make it even louder. It's just success. It was annoying last night. I'm not gonna lie. You could tell they pumped it up last night. It was just annoying. And as I've said here, they don't need it. Don't put it in.
No.
He gets it anyway. Balor's new moniker is Grand Slam Finn. Considering a bunch of people have hit that milestone, it's shocking he's the first one to use the term. Miz versus Akira Tozawa. 2 weeks ago, Akira Tozawa beat The Miz, thanks to LA Knight. This week, The Miz beat Akira Tozawa. It got a C, as you'd expected. Didn't really do anything, apart from put Miz over ready for Friday. Right after The Miz came to the ring, Michael Cole threw to a video package about 9/11. As usual, WWE's production team did a great job. The It Kicks don't get the same kind of heat they used to. Daniel Bryan's departure from WWE is probably the reason why. Well, yeah. Then we cut to Gunther, to Kaiser and Vinci in the ring, announcing Gunther to the ring as the new record holder for the Intercontinental Championship. As they were talking in the ring, Gable came out and said he wants one last opportunity at Gunther. And Gunther was like, using your kids as leverage. That's a bit vile. Why are you doing that? It looks like they're going to have one more match, probably at Fastlane. I hope it's at Fastlane because I'm sick of them just putting matches on Raw and SmackDown when the pay-per-view, you can have them at pay-per-view and it makes it seem mean more.
Yeah.
Before that match, Chelsea Green was in the office of Adam Pearce and he's literally trying to get the tag titles off Chelsea Green. Pappy Niven shows up and takes the title back and Chelsea goes, "Oh, you're back?" And she goes, "Yeah, I'm cleared. Let's go." So she's carrying on being champion. Xavier Woods versus Drew McIntyre. So after some accidents and misunderstandings in recent weeks, Drew McIntyre and Xavier Woods decided to have a singles match. They showed a backstage segment between the two before Raw, where Xavier Woods turned to Drew and said, the reason you attacked Kofi is because you're jealous that he won the world title in front of 82,000 people and you won it in front of no one.
Yeah.
Which kind of ticked Drew off, as you could imagine. And then they had a match. Drew won. It was a very good match. I really enjoyed it. Not because I'm just a Xavier Woods fan. It was really good. The look on McIntyre's face when Woods chopped him across the back was hilarious. Woods is one of the best selling at WWE. He has great body language and facial expressions when he's making his opponent look good. Speaking of great sellers, where has Dolph Ziggler been? Matt Riddle being absent wasn't surprising, but it was a little shocking to see Kofi leave his partner. I think Kofi was selling being attacked by Drew, to be quite honest with you. Chelsea Green, as Samantha Irvine would say, versus Shayna Baszler. They're putting her in another fucking tag team, which I'm pissed off with. Chelsea Green, Shayna Baszler had a confrontation that led to a latter issue in a challenge. Luckily for Green, Pappy never returned this week to have her back, like I said. A couple of minutes we got were fine, but what happened after the match mattered the most. Piper attacked Baszler after the Queen of Spades scored the win, but Zoe Stark ran down to make the save. It looks like we now know who the next challenge is for the women's tag team titles are going to be. I'm pissed off the point of another tag team.
Yeah, but could have put her up against Rhea, mate, and not win.
At least she's fucking getting a shot. No, I know. It just fucking annoyed me. Ciampa and Alpha Academy versus Imperium. Ciampa came out, so I forgot to mention, during the celebration for Gunther's title reign, they attacked Gable, and then Otis came running out to try and make a save, but then it got better, and then Ciampa came out, which was dead random, and Corey Graves was like, this is random, why the fuck is Ciampa running out? To make the save. And then backstage, Otis was like, I've got an idea. Why don't we have a 6-man... what did he call it? 6-man? Can't remember. A 6-man tag match. And Ciampa walked away before he could accept. And Gable was like, I think that means he says yes. Ciampa and Alpha Academy won with a B+. And Corey Graves made it seem like a big deal that Gunther had just lost. He didn't get pinned. Da Vinci tapped out. But at the same time, Ciampa had... the submission hold on Gunther, and Gunther shouting at Vinci not to tap, and he taps to the ankle lock of Gable, and he made it like it was a massive thing that he's lost. And then we had the main event: Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez. It was better than the match at Payback. There was more into it. There was about 80 million adverts, but there was more into it. Before that, I'm so sorry. We had Tiffany Stratton show up on Raw.
Oh, the contract signing.
To sign the contract signing with Becky. Becky was like, "You've come on leaps and bounds, and, saying, but you're still dumb. You're just a dumb blonde at the end of the day." And then Tiffany was like, "I apologize to you the other day. I apologize for you never because I said you won the NXT title and you never won it." So that should be good tonight. I might watch it. So Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez. Good match, better than what it was at Payback. Bleacher Report gave it B+. At Payback, I think they gave it a C-. So it was a lot better. But we had a return, and it's not one that I got excited about like I did with Jade Cargill. AEW bring back Jade Cargill. WWE bring back Nia Jax. We knew it was coming because Jax has signed a couple of months ago, and there was murmurs that she was going to make a debut with Chelsea Green to be a partner over Sonya Deville, and that was Piper Niven. She's put herself right into the title mix. Who she thinks she is, Charlotte Flair? I don't know. But she attacked Raquel. Rhea got the win, and then as she got in the ring, Ripley got into the face of Jax, and Nia absolutely fucking killed her. Can't wait for that fucking triple threat at Fastlane.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Last act of Vince McMahon. Give us Nia Jax. But backstage news on Nia Jax. Sean Ross Sapp good old Sean Ross, has reported that they heard she was headed back to the company. She was signed over a month ago as the hiring freeze effectively ended this summer. So they're hiring people again. Jax is the first signing to return to the main roster that WWE has made since Fat Man forced his way back. No shit. Several people within the company actually thought she'd return before this. This is just, okay, there's more to it, but I don't pay for Fightful, so I can't read the rest. Dickheads. But yeah, that's the weekly TV show roundup. Can we talk about, just a quick, sorry, can we just talk about Impact?
Can do.
Okay, cool. I just wanted for you to say yeah. So Impact has got its thousandth episode of Impact Wrestling. There's spoilers out for it already, so you've probably seen already the spoilers, but there's been a big thing about it. Obviously, no one thought they'd get this far, considering in 2010 when it was kind of going downhill, or 2011 when it was going downhill when Hulk Hogan took over.
Took away the 5-sided ring.
Yeah, took away the 5-sided ring, took away the whole fun idea of TNA and what it was. AJ left because he didn't get paid. Samoa Joe left. Everyone thought it would go downhill, and it hasn't hit the heights as it did in 2004. But there's still got significant superstars there, like Naomi showing up on there. And I know people might say, "Oh, Naomi's not a Trish Stratus or a Charlotte Flair," but she was a big free agent at the time with Sasha Banks or Mercedes Moné, who looks like she's going to AEW. And there's been a match between AEW's Saraya and Trinity as well, been teased by Saraya. But I'm chuffed that it's still going Impact. I do watch Impact. I know we don't talk about it much on the show because you don't watch it, so there's no point me just going on about Impact and you not knowing what the fuck's going on. But it is a good show.
It's like we've said before, it's not something that's easily found over here.
It's not.
It's not. It was brilliant, and I do have the highlights and stuff come up on my phone, like on Instagram stuff. I follow them on Instagram and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I do see bits and stuff like that. It had almighty fall from grace, didn't it?
Yeah.
But it's good to see it going, and yeah, there's people that's been able to develop there than they haven't been able to get elsewhere. So
yeah,
Heath Slater gone there and he's doing some good stuff.
Brian Myers.
Cardona and Brian Myers is doing decent stuff. PCO.
Yeah.
I've seen
Josh Alexander.
Yeah. So yeah, it's, do you know what? It's something I wish it was televised a bit better over here. Obviously you can watch it on the dodgy websites and stuff like that, but it's not. It's one of them things. It's sitting in front of a laptop or a tablet. Yeah, it's fine, but watching your TV, it's just a nightmare if you don't have it all hooked up that way. But no, I enjoy it. I used to enjoy it. I used to watch that more because it used to be on Bravo,
and then Challenge.
Yeah.
Bravo. And it used to have Bravo.
And it used to be we used to have a Sky channel called the Wrestling Channel. It was a free-to-air channel. And it was on there as well. That's where I discovered it. And then it moved to Bravo. And I watched it on Bravo and I really enjoyed it. And Bravo showed the pay-per-views as well.
Yeah, they did.
Which was great. And I watched that more than I watched WWE because I didn't have Sky Sports at that point. So WWE was like going on the website and trying to find clips. And yeah, AJ, Christopher Daniels, Samoa Joe.
I've just watched a compilation of TNA's most shocking, most surprise debuts, and we had Kurt Angle's was on there, and I think Kurt Angle's was the best because we knew Kurt Angle was going, but then there was no official word.
So here's one of my hot takes that I'm gonna, when I start my little TikTok series of hot takes, it's going to be one of them. Kurt Angle's running TNA was far greater than he's running WWE.
Yeah, we said that in that podcast that we did, the that I said. Yeah, it's well better, 10 times better.
Far, far better. He got more freedom and became the full-on heel. Oh, he was the heel character, but he became a badass heel. Obviously, he was going through a lot of demons at that point, though.
Ric
but
Flair
yeah,
showing up randomly was great at the time. Obviously, now it's like he's fucking everywhere. But Ric Flair showing up at the time, Rob Van Dam against Sting.
Sting
We knew
going to them
Sting was
instead of
going.
going to
We
WWE.
knew Sting was going.
But for Sting to choose TNA over WWE.
No. Yeah, but that's because he didn't want to work with Vince originally, wasn't it? That was why he went. Who else was on the surprise? RVD, Hulk Hogan. I don't know why
Mick
that was
Foley.
there because we knew Hulk Hogan was going. Mick Foley was a surprise because no one knew Mick Foley was going.
But even saving that, the names that they brought in, so every company brings these into TNA. AEW's doing it with Christian Cage stuff like that. But the names they've had and brought through, so we named the three there: Christopher Daniels, AJ Styles, and Samoa Joe. But the likes of Frankie Kazarian,
Eric Young, Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley,
James Storm,
Bobby Roode,
Gail
Kim,
Aldis when he was Magnus,
Moose,
Monty Brown,
EC3.
So they've done a good job. They've done there and they've brought names through and made them superstars. But yeah, mate, they were the first place Cody landed properly in America after walking out of WWE. They give him that little bit of a platform. He needed it, but that was TV time for him to build upon, and then obviously go for ROH and New Japan and Indies. It's had a good run, and you know what? And I'm hoping it one day it comes back and there's a freeway competitive split. I just don't. I feel them and NWA have an issue. They don't have the money backing.
Yeah,
and that's the big issue there. They don't have the money backing. I think two things that they did that killed them: taking away the 5-sided ring for when they did, that was their selling point.
Yeah.
And moving away from all the residents they had in Orlando. They tried to go on tour.
When they tried to make places. It on, yeah.
Should have kept the rent because it was a. What's the word I'm looking? Not a niche. It was a gimmick almost itself.
At Universal Studios.
They were always at Universal Studios. So if you went to Universal, you could go and watch them.
Yeah, I did. I went to go and watch one. They were supposed to have two, but
no, this announced the UK tour.
Will Ospreay's there.
Will Ospreay, Grado's been announced as well. Our friend, Grado.
Our friend of the podcast.
If it was, have we done 4 shows announced?
3.
If there was one maybe a bit closer to home, I probably would consider it. But it's Newcastle, Coventry, and Glasgow.
Yeah.
So they're all a bit of a distance. Like I said to you last week when you were talking about it, yeah, Newcastle's about an hour and a bit away, which is fine, but when you probably have work the next day, shows not finish at 10 o'clock, traffic and all that stuff, it's not feasible. I think maybe we should have a bit of a more in-depth chat instead of just giving them 5 minutes at the end. Maybe have
I agree. Yeah,
a full show maybe next week about TNA.
Yeah.
Because
when's Fastlane? Fastlane's when I get back, so we're gonna have to do predictions before we go as well.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do a mini pod again.
Yeah, cool. We'll do
predictions. But yeah, give it a little bit more grace. I'll probably try and spend some time looking it up this week, so I can have a good chat. But I think it's at that point now. Just on that, before we go into the close, mate, have we any update on our affiliation?
No, I'm still waiting for a reply back.
No comment. Well, just in case you did miss it, last week Matt has worked his magic and got us a WWE shop affiliation. At the moment, we are aiming to be Euro shop because obviously we're European based, UK based. So in upcoming videos, TikToks, Twitch streams, whatever we do, we will soon be dropping discount codes, offers, promotions for the WWE Euro Shop. And then we spread out throughout the videos, so you can't just jump in, look for the code, like most people do, like me. But yeah, we have got an affiliation with WWE for the Euro Shop. I would like it for games. That'd be great. So I don't have to buy another 2K because they're pricey.
But we love it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Good game this year. It really is, Jen. I'm not just saying it because I'm trying to get.
No, it is. Do you know what I wish? I mean, I know we're closing it out, but I do wish we had the DLC was a lot better. I think that's something that I wish they'd look at.
The big issue for me, mate, and I mentioned it earlier on when we were talking, is the GM mode. Make it online play with your friends, at least. Having to do the share play on PlayStation, don't know how it works on Xbox. Having to do share play, if you're into a 52-week season on GM mode, in every hour you've got to rejoin back in, it takes away a bit of the fun of it all. But yeah, GM mode, a bit more creative on the GM mode would be cool as well.
Yeah, creating your own show with titles would be good. So you could do like AEW.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the only thing with me, really. I'm a big solo player fan of it as well. I found that it was okay. But I just found when I play career mode, I don't like it ends.
Yeah,
full story, and
that's why I hated about AEWs. It just ended abruptly, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's one of my issues with AEW one as well. You've got different pathways for both of them, but they've got this universe mode, which I don't really touch because I don't know what about it and how it works. Get rid of universe mode and just put it into the career mode. Put the whole span in the career mode that you've got.
They won't do that, only because everyone loves universe mode now.
Go back to the big
thing. The only thing people ask for with the universe mode is more of a sandbox with it rather than just what's there kind of thing.
I don't know how it works. I don't know if
it's good, but it's just there's too many bugs with it still. I don't know how when the universe mode has been going on for 5-6 years now.
I just feel for me it's too much for someone to try and learn what to do with it now. I think it's gone off because I've never really touched it. Where I would like a Here Comes the Pain, where you finish, you got storylines, you got all these different ones, and you just keep going.
Yeah, no, that's career mode wise. That's what I want. Universe mode's like a sandbox, and you can put your own shows in, you put your own titles in, own rosters, own superstars, and you do your own rivalries. But the rivalries are set to 4. You can't do any more. You can only do tag team and singles. You can't do anything else. So that's people want more in it.
Maybe mesh it with the GM mode a bit more then.
And they did something in the old towards when they got to 2K and 2K14. My Story, and you created your own storylines and you played them out. That was mint. That was like universe mode, but you could put your own dialogue in it. It was so in depth. It was mint. They took it out, and I don't know why, because it was so good. And so many people put so many YouTube videos out of stuff like TNA versus WWE at the time. It was mint. So, but we could go on about games in another one.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're your shop, WWE shop affiliated. So keep an eye out in the next coming weeks once we get it all sorted. There'll be codes dropped, and obviously, if you're watching this and you're on YouTube, subscribe, like, comment, hit the follow button, but share it as well. Share it with your friends that are like-minded yourself. Let's try to build this community that we aim to do. So we are on YouTube. It's Wrestling Fellas 5350. Social media, which is Facebook and X. It's not Twitter now, is it? It's X. It's not got the lovely Twitter. Yeah, but yeah, Twitter, X, whatever you know, as we are just Wrestling Fellas. Instagram is Wrestling_Fellas Pod. And TikTok is Wrestling Fellas Pod. Go follow us on them. TikTok as well. If we can go live, we could do live podcasts on there as well. We need 1,000 followers for that. But yeah, Go give us all a like everywhere, guys. Comment, share, do whatever you need to do. Let's build this community up a bit more. On that note, mate, until next time, peace.
Peace.